Is it the food that's killing us, or are we killing ourselves? I feel as a population, as a society, as a whole, we try to externalize everything. We try to put everything outside of us. So we want to blame external circumstances like this disease, it's not on me, it runs in my family. You know, I got diabetes because it runs in my family. My mom and my auntie and my grandpa have high blood pressure, that's why I got it. But when we really look at it, is it these external circumstances? Is it the food that we're eating, how we were raised, our genetics? Or is it simply how we treat ourselves and how we love on ourselves and how we care for ourselves? I personally believe it's more on how we care for ourselves and how we love on ourselves. And there's a saying where disease doesn't run in your family, it's that no one runs in your family. Another way to say that is it's not a lack of self-love doesn't run in your family, it's just no one has that self-love in their family. So all it takes is someone to actually start doing the action. If it's the running, start running. That's gonna change that. Or start loving yourself, start caring for yourself. That's gonna change all that. It's wild to think like I give grace to the generations before us. You know what I mean? I'm compassionate and I understand and overstand their situation because they didn't have the information that we have. But with the information that we have, we got no excuses because we understand the impact that stress has on our body, on our nervous system. Right? We're trying to avoid toxins. We're trying to eat alkaline. We're trying to eat organic, eat raw, so we avoid these certain toxins. But what ends up happening is we stress ourselves. We put ourselves in environments that create those same toxins, that same chemical cocktail we're trying to avoid in the food. We're creating it by ourselves. So is it the food or is it us? Because I believe that we really can't eat toxins. Like we have the ability to eat poorly. And if we're in a good vibes, if we're happy, if we love ourselves, if we're just in a good environment, like we take time to be outside, we take time to do the things we love, our body's actually gonna be able to remove those toxins and get rid of those toxins. I believe that we ultimately have more power. We hold the power, it's not the food. That's why I'm not a fan of these lists, like eat this, eat that. Because what happens is we go to this list and we're saying, okay, this food doesn't have the toxins, so let's start eating these foods. But then trying to eat out of this list is bringing us stress. Trying to eat off this list is putting us in a space where we're not happy with the way we're living, we're not happy with our life, but we gotta do this to avoid the toxins. When really and truly, if we just take those times to ask ourselves, what is it that we want? What is it that's gonna make us happy? What do we need to do to release this stress? That's gonna be the thing that helps us be able to deal with those toxins that we eat in our food and not create any ourselves, right? Because what happens is we put ourselves in a relationship, and that relationship is toxic. Not only do we not love ourselves in that relationship, but we're not getting no love from them. So what happens is our body starts to crave love. And how does it show up in the physical form? It looks for sugar. That's why when you break up in a relationship, go eat a tub of ice cream. That's why on Valentine's Day, go eat all these chocolates, right? It's because the sugar. Our body is saying like, I need love. Let me find it in something else. When we're anxious, our body is craving something. What does it crave? It craves something crunchy, some chips. But it's not like we just crave that. It's due to the fact that we're anxious. We're feeling that stress, that pressure. We don't know what's coming. So then we end up going to that food. So if we address ourselves and we show that love to self first, I fully believe the rest is figuring itself out. So we don't need to necessarily focus first on the food, even though I like focusing on the food because the food gives you quick results. You know, like if you just start your day with a smoothie and you've never had a smoothie before, you're gonna feel so good. You know what I mean? I believe we can start with the food, but start with that loving on ourselves. What do we need to love on ourselves? What do we need to put ourselves in an environment where we're not so stressed out all the time? You know, like I made a video about stress and about weight gain and just being in our healthy weight. And when I was in my most stressed time of my life, I lost like 20 pounds and I wasn't feeling that good, even though I was eating as clean as possible. That's because the stress has such an impact on us. Where if you're stressed all the time, you ain't gonna absorb none of those nutrients. Let's keep it a stack. If we overstand the physiology, you ain't gonna absorb none of those nutrients when you stress. Your body's just gonna push it through as fast as it can. Maybe just store it in your colon, that shit just stays there. All of a sudden we get a little gut because we're stressed. Our body's not absorbing nothing, right? We ain't detoxifying nothing. Our immune systems are weak. So whenever any little thing comes around us, we get sick, we get ill. Don't matter what you eat. Of course, if you're eating healthy and loving on yourself, that's the best, right? So when I was in that stressful time and I'm still eating good, then you know that's a blessing, you know, because I'm doubling up. But I believe we gotta put that extra focus on that self-love, show some love to our nervous system. Like for me, come outside, just get in touch with the earth, ground yourself. You know what I mean? Like feel the earth, get in tune with that connection. Take a moment to sip some teas. Blue vervain, soursop are herbs that are gonna help calm your nervous system. Patchouli, help relax your nervous system. But really and truly, it's the ritual, it's the ceremony of it. It's just the fact that you're telling yourself, I'm gonna take a seat. I got so much going on right now. I'm taking a moment for myself and I'm gonna love on myself. Woo! That's a complete game changer, y'all. I believe we gotta really reevaluate how we look at everything. Is it the food killing us or are we killing ourselves? Do we got suicidal tendencies? Because a lot of the times we know what to do, but we just don't do it because we're so stressed. We're in a situation where we can't think clearly. So even though we know what to do, y'all watch all the YouTube channels, y'all read all the books, y'all know it all, you can't even execute because you're so stressed, you're in scarcity mode. So you can't think about optimization, you're just thinking of survival. These are real talks we gotta have with ourselves. This is a real talk I personally gotta have with myself, right? Because it's always somewhere you gotta audit your level, where you're at, audit. And I found myself recently just in stressful moments, stressful periods, where what happens is all of a sudden I stop doing the rituals. I stop working out, I stop meditating, I stop journaling, I stop planning. And then I see everything start to deteriorate. My focus is down. Energy levels are down, right? So what I did, I told myself, I gotta refocus. So now I'm really diligent with my workouts, diligent with my breath work, diligent with my meditation. And I'm feeling so much better, y'all, and that's allowing me to execute. That's allowing me to execute. I know I gotta do this. I stick to my routines. I nourish myself. I love myself. I do it. Remove myself out of scarcity mode. A lot of us hustlers out there, entrepreneurs, are people who really feel like we got a purpose on this earth and we wanna fulfill this purpose. Sometimes what you need is rest. You don't always need to go, 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 go. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is just take a moment, just sit back and rest. Just sip on some tea, go to the kitchen and just play around, make some food without a real recipe. Just have some fun in the kitchen. Just go out with some friends and just forget the day-to-day stresses that you have going on. Take a moment every week, have something where you spend a couple hours and show that love to yourself. Show that love to yourself. How can you love on yourself more? That's why I'm gonna ask y'all today, how can you love on yourself more? How can you show that love to yourself? How can you be more compassionate with yourself? How can you show yourself more grace? How can you not create these toxins in your physical structure due to your own way of thinking, your thoughts? I started to do Wim Hof breathing, and what Wim Hof did is he actually injected himself with toxins. And just by putting himself in a state through breathing, his body got rid of those toxins. So think about what we can do with that. If we take that mentality, what can we implement in our life? So when the stress does come, say we eat a certain food, it's not the end of us. If we eat something that has some toxins, it's not the end of us. Why? Because my body, my physical, I'm vibrating at such a high level, those toxins don't resonate. When we talk about acidity is where disease grows, it's not necessarily the pH, it's the acidity of our thoughts. Because if we got acidic thoughts in our blood, each cell has those acidic thoughts in it, then it's gonna say, oh, disease, come, yeah, come, this is a good place for you. Come harmonize, come resonate. But if you vibrating at that high level, once that disease comes in you, it's gonna be like foreign. It's gonna leave right away. It's like you go into a party and it's just full of happy people, good vibes, even playing Drake's new album, like just happy music. People like, I don't like this, I'm getting out of here. You know, people just get out. You know, that's how we gotta think. Our energy's gotta be at such a high level where we just, the negativity, the dis-ease, that toxins, they don't even have a place to settle in because our energy is at such a high level. And that's how we go from actually us overburdening ourselves and us killing ourselves and being that dis-ease on ourselves to being our own healers, to being that high grade healer. It don't matter if you even poison me. I'm vibrating at such a high level, woo, gone. That's the power we have. That's the power in something simple as the breath, something simple as our thoughts, something simple as belief. And then after that, it's super easy because we already know what to do, we just execute. How can I love on myself more? Potent question. Let's write that down and let's start implementing that. Some of the things that I do, like I mentioned, I started to put more discipline in my life. I realized that discipline is love for me. I put that discipline in, so when I wake up at this time, boom, I'm there. When I have these rituals in my life, I'm there. I don't miss it because I love myself. All right, y'all? Sending y'all so much love. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy this summer. Let's show some love to ourselves. And let's not be so stressed out about the food and let that stress be the thing that's killing us. Let's vibrate at such a high level that nothing can penetrate us. We just push off all the dis-ease, all the toxins, and we do all those things that we know is gonna take us to that next level and execute on our visions. Cause it's bigger than us, y'all. We going generational with it. We talking about legacy. Y'all want my children's to watch this video right here and see that this was the shift from generational trauma to generational blessings. All right, y'all, sending y'all love and balance. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Ja! Rastafari.